Hello, hello. It is Wednesday, the 27th. It is 8:05 p.m. and I'm about to get started on the King's Legacy Group Financial Literacy. You all are taking me as I am this evening because I just got home from the gym. I did not have time to get all spruced up for you. So at least my skin is glowing from the sweat. Okay, so tonight is really going to be quick because I want to get in the shower, get in the bed, go to sleep. So again, this is an extended video on how to get started with long-term investing. As I stated before, I do not plan to teach short-term investing. The only thing that I do short-term as far as investing is crypto and Bitcoin. So I'm not really going to even get into that aspect of it. I'm focusing on the long-term investing, of which you buy in, you set up dollar cost averaging, of which I explained that in a previous video. Dollar cost averaging is when you set up automatic deposits to go into your stock investment on a recurring basis, whether that is weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. As I indicated before, on one of my accounts, I do between $450 and $500 a month on my Robinhood account. On my Stash account, I do $100 a month. On my Vanguard account, I do $200 a month, of which the Vanguard account is my investment for my Roth RA, me and Kayla's. So tonight, again, I'm going to focus on Robinhood. I like the Robinhood app, so I hope that the information that is shared tonight is helpful with you getting started. The last video, I talked about getting over the fear. So before I go any further, as always, please take the time to click like and share. If you are new to the channel, take a moment and click the subscription button where it says subscribe. Click that for me and you'll be notified whenever I go live, either on YouTube or Facebook. I just incorporated Facebook going live, so my videos are more so on YouTube. And you can find that under King's with an S, Legacy Group. King's Legacy Group. You can find that on YouTube. And you can look at all of the 28 videos and some other postings I have done. But the live videos, there are 28 of them. Well, this makes number 20. Well, this makes 28 for the financial literacy. So anything that I share is in the purpose of helping you change your way of thinking, improve your way of thinking, to help you make better financial and life decisions that will elevate your lifestyle and your financial wellness. When you look at the videos, you'll see it's a range of information about getting started with investing, the basis of financial literacy, finance, savings, all of that. How to start a business, how to get a contract with your business with the government. It's a lot of information. I can't go over everything right now. And there's so much more information to come. So before I get started, also the disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. The information that I share is based on my own experiences and knowledge and steps I'm taking to build my financial portfolio. So I share my personal information to inspire you to do the same for you, your children, and your overall family. So, like I said, it's going to be short tonight. But again, please click like and click share. If you don't want to click share, just click like. That helps the platform grow, and it'll help me expand and get to even more content that I can bring to you later once I've elevated the platform on Facebook and YouTube. But please, I just want your feedback also. Click like. If you don't like it, click dislike. That's something better than nothing. If you want to make a comment, that'll be awesome as well, because I like to know what you're thinking. If you have any questions, and even if you want to know if I'm going to be teaching something later on, which I sure I am, because I have a whole list of content to share with you all. So please click like. All right. Even if you're not ready to start buying stock, okay, you can still use this time to set up your Robinhood account, or whatever app you prefer to use, to just familiarize yourself with the content of that app. But I'm talking about Robinhood tonight. So you would just use the Google Store app and install Robinhood. Is one word, ROBINHOOD. Okay. Set your account up, and yes, you will need to input your bank information during this process. You're going to create a numeric password, and please write it down. Your username, your password, and the 4-digit passcode that you're going to use every time you access the app. Okay? Even if you access the app and you're in it doing what you're doing, if you get a phone call or if you switch screens and you go back to that Robinhood app, it's going to require that you put in that 4-digit number again every single time. That's a security measure. Okay? It may be aggravating, but it is needed and you should appreciate it. Okay? You will get some free stock when you join the app, and I'm going to be posting my referral code inside the video description on YouTube, and I will post it on the Facebook description once I finish the video. You can use that link of mine and you will get free stock. Okay, you get it and I get it. So that could actually be your first one that you monitor, but I suggest you actually pick one of your own for your choice of stock. Okay, so you don't have to do anything with the free one. You can put as little as you want into or as much as you want into. That's up to you. I would suggest as little as possible, just to see how it maneuvers, how it grows. Just to monitor the activity on it, along with the one that you initially choose to get started with. Once you get started buying stock, you will be offered on the app itself, on the Robinhood app and other apps that you may use, you're going to be offered a debit card. Okay. You can use that debit card, once you're offered it, and you could take your personal debit card information off of it and just utilize the card that they provide you. You could use that to transfer money onto your stock purchases, and you can use it to pay bills. You can use it like a regular debit card when you go out and go to the grocery store and go get gas or whatever the case may be. You can use it the same. If you have looked at other videos where I talked about the personal credit and using your cards, you need to allocate your money. This is one way so that you won't have all of your main money and taking it from that main account. Okay, because you don't want to give that to any and everybody. So once they send you the offer for their debit card, accept it. And you could use that to use for your transactions and not have everything coming out of your personal checking account. So yeah, I do use that. And the money that goes on that debit card for my Robinhood account and my stash account, I allocate those to pay certain bills. Like on my stash debit card, I use that to pay my mom's internet bill at her home. Okay. That's the only thing I have, a bill payment that I have allocated for that card, as opposed to it coming out of my personal bank account. I just transfer the money to that card, or it's money that's built up from my investments, and I could use that. So I have that actually set up for automatic payment to my mom's Comcast bill. Um, on my Robinhood account, I use that debit card to actually pay. What do I pay with it? Can't remember what it is right now, but I use that to pay one particular bill, and it's automatic withdrawal, comes out every month, so I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to use my personal everyday checking account to pay that bill. Again, allocating your money and controlling where your money goes, and limiting the access to your main account that holds the majority of your income. You don't want to disperse that for everybody. You need to start limiting access to that account for third parties. Okay? I talked about all that before. When you set up the account, you do not have to immediately start buying stock. You're going to get the free stock automatically. But I mean, your choice in buying stock, you don't have to start right then. Take about a week to familiarize yourself with that app. So take your time. If you can, dedicate at least an hour a day for a week to just play with the app, to go into the different user-friendly aspects of it, and just familiarize yourself with it. Or if you see words you don't understand, dictionary is still around on your phone. Or if you old school like me, you still got the old school dictionary books. Or just look it up online if you don't understand some stock terminology. Okay. Or you can also find YouTube video tutorials to help you to understand what you're looking at better as well. There are tutorials on how to use and maneuver through the Robinhood app. Just type in Robinhood app tutorial, and you're going to get so many videos. And just take the time to review that information to help you understand and familiarize yourself with the Robinhood app. Okay. After a week of learning the app, make the step to buy your first stock. In a previous video, I talked about gradually increasing your investments, starting with one or starting with two. And then once you monitor that and you continue to do your research and learn more about long-term investing, then hopefully 30 days after you bought the first two or the first one, you're going to either choose to increase your investments on what you already have, or you may learn something about another stock that you have interest in, and make it your third or fourth investment. So just like I mentioned, I gradually increased my portfolio as I continue to learn about investing, and I became comfortable in making those additional choices from growing my portfolio from 2 stocks to 15, and even trying it on other platforms. Okay. Remember, I told you I initially started with the Stash app, but I wanted to eventually leave that platform because it didn't offer the the ticker. Remember that I told you what stocks are, what they're called, the symbol, the ticker symbol. I wasn't able to find a lot of the stocks that I've grown interest in after, listening to my YouTube mentors and listening to the stock news. You know, I wasn't able to find some of those investments on that platform. So I wanted to get away from Stash. And then I started hearing more about Robinhood, and I researched Robinhood, looked at the YouTube tutorials on Robinhood, and I felt that that app was user friendly to where I didn't feel, out of sorts using it or felt intimidated by it. So once I got on there and set up my account, before I started investing, I did the same thing I'm telling you. I played with the app to familiarize myself with it. I looked at the list of choices in stocks, and there was a whole lot more than what was on Stash. So I was going to get rid of Stash and transition over to Robinhood. This was the same time that I wanted to start Kayla's custodial stock account. But once I did more research for Robinhood, Robinhood does not offer custodial accounts. Okay. And I've already explained what a custodial account is. Go back and look at some other videos if you need that reference again. So since Robinhood did not offer the option for custodial accounts for me to set up Kayla's account, I opened back up my Stash account and saw that it did offer custodial. And that's pretty much what I assumed. Since I knew it was on Stash, I figured it would have been on Robinhood, but it wasn't. So I ended up keeping my Stash account. Even though I had sold everything, I kept, I reinvested in two of the stocks that I had because they were doing well. And then I opened up Kayla's custodial account on Stash. So there are 3 stocks on, 4 stocks on Stash, 2 for me and 2 for Kayla. So I kept the Stash, and it has been doing well for the short period of time that we have been on it. Even for Kayla, Kayla initially invested $50. Now with that, on her custodial account, Stash selected the stock for her. I wasn't able to select the initial stock for her. Stash selected it. And luckily, it was a good choice. She initially paid $50. Yes, she paid. I took it out of her checking account. She paid it. And she does her dollar cost averaging every, well, mine is every week. Hers is once a month. So in total, hers is $25 a month. So $50 in and $50 a month, $50 in and $25 a month comes, $25 comes out every month out of her checking account. Well, let me correct that. It comes out of my checking account. So I take it out of her account, put it into mine, so that when they automatically withdraw from mine, it's covering her $25 a month. Because you can only set up one account that's affiliated with your brokerage account. So because I'm the adult, it has to come from mine. But even though the custodial account is owned by Kayla, she's still a child. So I couldn't set up my checking account and her checking account for it to process independently. So that's what I do. I go into her account, take out her $25 a month. So when they pull it out of my account, it came from her. It didn't come from my money. So, and she understood this when I explained everything to her. You are going to put the time and the money into your investments. Yes, I'm setting everything up. Yes, I contribute to it. But she has the responsibility to understand when she gets her money from babysitting once a week, or whatever other money she gets from other things, you get to keep a percentage of that money. You have to put a percentage of that money into your checking account, and you have to have a percent of that money that goes to your investments. Okay? So she understands what she has to use, what she has to save, and what she has to allocate to build her portfolio. It's not going to all come from me. She has to learn that responsibility now. And she just turned 15. She's been doing the stock. She started when she was 14. And she had her first bank account when she was 12 or 13. 12. Yeah. It's been that long. So yeah, I started teaching her about money later than what I should have. But the point is, sooner than later, that's better than nothing. She needs to learn how to understand the value of money and how to control her money now, so that when she becomes an adult, she's not going through the same mistakes that most of us have gone through, because we didn't have anybody to teach us how to really manage our money and understand financial literacy. Okay? After a week of learning the app, make the step to start buying. Once you have done your analysis and your research, remember I talked about your analysis of what your interests are, your personal interests, like what you spend your who you spend your money with as far as businesses on a regular basis. Where do you shop at? Groceries. Where do you buy your personal household items at? Like the stock for Family Dollar and Dollar Tree and what's the other one? Dollar General. Yeah, if check out those companies and see what their stock is looking like, what their financial reporting is. You may want to invest in that company. Or like I said before, if you are a regular drinker and buy alcohol, I'm not a drinker, so I can't call out no names of no brands. But like if you go to the club and you always buying this particular drink because you trying to show off in front of people who don't care nothing about you, you want to impress them with your money, but they ain't helping you pay no bills. So yeah. Find out who owns the alcohol. They may have a great stock reporting for you to invest in. Y'all want to sleep outside overnight to buy some shoes when the store open? Why not find out how much it is to invest in Nike? Yeah, make money off of the companies you done gave money to, making them millionaires and billionaires. Own part of the company. Just as simple as that. So once you've done your analysis, remember I told you about picking, making your list, picking your top 5, and starting 1 or 2 to get started of that top 5. And as you continue to grow and gain more knowledge, then you can add on more of that top 5. Once you have invested in your top 5 and you at this point have really gotten better with understanding about investing, then you can add to it if you want to, or just increase the amount that you invest in the ones you already have. Okay? When you are doing your research and still elevating your knowledge of investing, you're going to learn about companies and stock symbols that you're going to gain interest in. So you may want to add those to the list or replace the new ones that you learn about over ones you've already chosen, because you've done your research on both. You pick the best one for you that you want to choose next. Okay. So picking the one or two to get started with. And if you're not sure, on the app itself, it breaks down. Remember, I had explained the what is it called? The sectors of the stock market. Remember, I talked about ETFs and indexes, mutual funds, all that stuff, single stocks, um, REITs, which is real estate. Um, you can pick from the list that's in the app selections and choose one. If you haven't done your analysis like you should have on your own interests, then you can start from there and pick the one that's best suited. Remember, my suggestion was, if you do that, pick one that's an ETF as opposed to a single stock. A single stock is like Tesla, Amazon, Facebook. Not saying that those aren't good, because they actually are. But you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, and everyone should know what that means. So with an ETF, remember, you have different eggs in a basket as opposed to the same color egg in the basket. Okay. You have the opportunity to make a profit and have less risk involved. With a single stock, you take more of a risk. With an ETF or index, you have less risk, not no risk, because we all know the market fluctuates. So it's not always going to be up. Okay. And you don't panic when it goes down. Remember, I told you, when it goes down, if you don't have any reason to be concerned about the stock, it's just an average fluctuation of the market. When it goes down, that actually is your opportunity to buy more. It has nothing to do with what you initially put in the investment, and it has nothing to do with what you already have set up for your dollar cost averaging. You're just going to make a choice to pay to buy more when it goes down. So that's a one-time transaction. It doesn't change your dollar cost averaging that you have set up for automatic deposit. Okay. When you do your initial investment, if you can, buy at least 2 shares of that stock. But if you can't, it's okay. You can buy one, or you can buy a fractional share. Remember, I told you on the platform like Stash and Robinhood, you don't have to buy the exact amount that it would cost to even own one share. You can buy part of a share, and that is called fractional. Okay, that's a fractional share. So if a ticker symbol has a share at $23.97, okay, remember, I don't care. It's not about being able to buy all at one time. If you have the opportunity to just get part of it to get started, you do what you can afford. Nobody has control over your money but you. So if right now you can afford $23.97, if you have $10 to start buying that share, buying that stock, then put in $10 to start your stock investment. And then with your dollar cost averaging, I don't care if your dollar cost averaging is $5 a week. If that's what you can afford, that is something better than nothing to get started. Once you see how it works and you become gradually more comfortable with investing and understanding what you're reading, what you're seeing, then you can change that anytime you want. You can change your dollar cost averaging whether that be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. You can change that $5 to $10. Change that $10 to $20 whenever you are in the position to increase it. And if you just want to be lazy about it and just keep it at $5 a week, okay. Ain't nobody gonna know that but you. But keep in mind that if you are choosing a good stock to stay in with, which is long-term investing, a year and a day, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever the case may be, I hope that at some point you'll stop being lazy and take more of a risk to invest in your financial future. But you gradually do it when you can and how much you can. I just want you to get started so that you could get past this fear of learning and understanding and implementing long-term investing. That's what I want of you. Now, again, if you can buy at least 2 shares, once you do that, it's going to ask you the question whether you want to set up recurring deposits towards that investment. If you're ready to do so, you don't have to do it right then. You could do it later. But if you are making the step to commit to this process of investing, go ahead and set it up when it asks, and it's either going to give you the amount to choose, the amounts to choose from, or you type in the amount. Even if the amounts that are preset will show 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 or more, you don't have to click those buttons. It's going to be numbers to where you type in the amount. So even if you don't want to do $5 a week, you want to do $4 a week or $3 a week, type it in and set it up, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. If that's what it takes for you to get started, if that's what it takes for you to not mess up your budget, because I already talked about all that, you can't do one without the other. That's going to mess up the plan you have in place to grow a financial portfolio. You work with what you have. Nobody business but yours. Okay? Purchase what you can afford to just get started, then gradually increase your investment. Trust in your intentions to set up a financial plan with long-term security. We all should understand by now what compound interest is. As I stated before, if you have a regular savings account, kudos. I have one too. That's my backup to my backup. Okay, there's nothing wrong with having a regular traditional bank savings account or a credit union savings account. I'm not saying don't have that, but you know that you're not going to get a return on that like you should. You just not. The bank will, because they're investing the money that you put in there, but they're not giving you any of that back. So remember, I told you that investing is just like savings. You're using the compound interest off of those investments, off of that savings, to build on. And your rate of return, because of the compound interest that you receive when you invest, when you gain a profit, is so much higher than what you would get at a regular bank savings account. So if that's what you need to help you get over this fear of getting started with investing, then use that. It's just another savings account, but you're going to get a higher rate on return or rate on investment than you would just having a regular savings account. There's no simpler way to explain that. Now, after 30 days, examine your investment to decide whether you want to increase your dollar cost averaging, which is your regular frequent deposits into the stock. If it's at $5, you may want to increase it to 10. Or if you're feeling more confident, or you got a surplus of money for whatever reason, like child tax credit, child support, insurance claim settlement, taxes, birthday gift. If you a side chick and your man, and well, he ain't your man, you a side chick and that man giving you money because they think giving you money is keeping you on the side, take that money and invest it. Double it up. I know, don't y'all Christian folk don't be church folk don't be jumping on me because I said that, but it's just reality. Instead of that man buying you purse and shoes and all that stuff, just tell him to give you money. Or if he buy you an expensive purse, sell it and use the money to invest and make more off of it. Yeah. Okay. So decide whether you want to increase your frequent deposits on that investment, or purchase your second or your third stock, or your third and fourth, whatever number it is you at. Increase your investment portfolio. Do one or the other, or both, to grow your financial portfolio. Again, when I post the YouTube video and go in and share the Facebook video, I will indicate my Robinhood referral code, and you could use that to get started, and we both get free stock. Okay. So, as always, I hope that the information shared was valuable to you, and I hope that you are inspired to keep coming back and share it with others, especially your children and your family. So, I'm going to get in the shower and go to sleep. So, I'm going to say good night, and I will see you all Saturday for the Personal Side of King's Legacy group, Saturday at 8 p.m. I did not show up last Saturday because I was still, was that this last Saturday? Why didn't I show up this last Saturday? Can't remember why I didn't show up this last Saturday, but obviously something came up and I couldn't do it or didn't feel up to doing it. So if you miss me one day, I'll be back on the next one. I'm not going anywhere. I have too much information to share with you all. And yeah, I'm constantly doing some things. I'm about to buy another vehicle so I can put a driver in it and grow my fleet. Yeah, growing my fleet. And I'm about to get started in the Airbnb platform by helping someone else grow their Airbnb. I'm not going to be doing my Airbnb until after I have gotten my 10 cars for my fleet on my first business. So I'm looking to and then I'm buying my house for my 50th birthday next year. So I won't be starting my Airbnb until after the purchase of my permanent home. Yes, I want to buy another house. I don't want to rent. It took me 30 years to rent now. And I remember why I bought a house in the first place. I don't want to rent for nobody else. I don't want to live in nobody else's dirt, nobody else's issues. So this will be a new home purchase. And yeah, I'll get started on my Airbnb after I buy that one next year. So yeah, a lot of things going on. But it is what it is. That's why I'm back in the gym, because I wasn't progressing the way I want to from just walking 2 days out the week with my friend Lisa. And she came to the gym tonight. She was my guest. So that was nice. And I had to make a decision to step my game up, because my 50th birthday, I'm going to be fine as all on. I'm going to feel good. Well, don't get me wrong. I love myself. I'm comfortable with myself. I'm just going to elevate how I feel about myself. But yes, I already want my daughter. I only want to hear nothing when I step out to celebrate my birthday next year. I'm going to have a house party, and I want to have a live band, and I want to have a comedian. Yep. I am treating myself next year for my birthday. I'm not waiting or expecting anybody else to do anything. I am doing it for myself, and I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to be fine as hell when I do it. Yes. And plus, I want to live longer, and I want to live healthier, especially with the whole life insurance policy industry. I'm going to be off this medication next year. Yes, I had to step my game up and get back in the gym. I had canceled my membership when the pandemic came out. So, yeah, I rejoined and restarted. Yeah. So I'm going to go take my shower and rub myself down with my CBD body cream. All right, people. You all have a good one. Be blessed. And remember to take care of yourselves. And remember that knowledge is real power only when you use it. Good night. Good night. Good night.